My name is Caleb Rowan, and I fix machines for a living. 45 hours a week at a packaging plant, steel-toe boots, steady pay, nothing glamorous. I come home smelling like oil wash twice before dinner and call it a good day if the line keeps moving. 8 months ago, my wife Lena joined a gym. I was happy for her, told her it was a great idea. I paid for the membership, cheered her progress. The first few weeks, she came home flushed and proud, talking about how good it felt to move again. Then I started hearing a new name too often, Brady, her personal trainer. He showed me a new routine today. He says I'm getting stronger. He actually listens when I talk about my day. The first time she said that, something inside me paused. Trainers listen. That's their job. But her tone sounded more like admiration than gratitude. Soon she spent longer getting ready for workouts, hair-perfect perfume she used to save for date nights. When I joked about it, she laughed. I just want to look presentable. One Tuesday, I came home late after crawling under machinery all day. My back screamed. She was cooking, phone in hand, smiling at the screen. "How was the gym?" I asked. "Amazing," she said. Brady pushed me hard. Then she added almost carelessly, "You know he gives me so much attention. You should learn from him." The words hit like a socket wrench dropped on concrete. I didn't reply, just said interesting, and went upstairs. In the mirror, I saw a man 11 years into a marriage that suddenly felt smaller. Under the shower, the water hissed and my mind turned. I don't hit a machine that rattles, I listen to it. I figure out why. So I decided to listen to my marriage the same way. Downstairs, she was texting through dinner. I asked lightly, "That him?" She didn't look up. "Yeah, just confirming tomorrow's session. Sounds like a dedicated guy." "He is," she said, smiling. When she went to bed, I opened our phone plan online. One number appeared again and again, hundreds of messages at every hour. I searched it. Nothing. Then I checked the gym's website. There he was, Brady Cole, certified trainer, same grin I'd imagined. At the bottom of his profile, husband, dog dad. A few clicks later, I found his wife Sloan on social media, pictures of brunches they're wetting the dog. Normal happiness. She had no idea. The next day, I left work early, parked across from the gym, and watched. At 4:15, Lena came out laughing. Brady followed, hand brushing her arm. Friendly on the surface. Too easy underneath. At home, her phone sat locked on the nightstand. I didn't try to open it. Not yet. "How was the gym?" I asked when she came out of the shower. "Good. Brady says I'm improving. Brady says a lot of things." She frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. I'll start dinner." She came downstairs later, hair damp, face glowing. "You should come with me sometime," she said. "Meet Brady." "You want me to meet your trainer?" "Yeah. You'd like him. He's great." I nodded. "Maybe." After dinner, she made a quiet phone call in the living room. When I walked by, she hung up fast. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Fine." "My sister." I let it go. That night, I opened my laptop again and stared at Sloane's pictures. Something about her normal life made the situation unbearable. She deserved to know what was really happening. That's when the plan formed. No yelling, no confrontation, just light. The next morning, I called in sick. First time in years. Using public business filings, I found Brady's home address, 224 Oak Ridge Way, 15 minutes away. Two-story house, silver sedan in the drive. Then I looked up local delivery services and ordered a custom gift basket, mid-range wine, chocolates, fancy crackers, and a short handwritten note. "Dear Brady, thank you for all the personal attention you've given my wife. She talks about you constantly and says you go above and beyond. I wanted your family to know how much your efforts mean to our relationship. A grateful husband." I told the company to deliver it between noon and 2 when he'd definitely be at work. At 11:30, Lena texted, "Feeling better," I typed back, "Still resting." At 1:14, my phone rang. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again. I answered. "Is this Lena's husband?" a woman asked, voice shaking with anger. "It is. This is Sloan Cole. I just got a basket at my house. The note says my husband gives your wife personal attention. Do you know anything about that?" I looked at the window. The street outside was silent, perfect. I think I said, "Calm, you should talk to your husband." She read the note aloud word for word. When she finished, the line went dead quiet. I didn't fill it. I let the silence work. 10 minutes later, Lena called. "What did you do?" she snapped. "I learned from Brady," I said evenly. "You said he gives you attention." I made sure his wife knows how dedicated he's been. Her breath hitched. "You're insane. His wife showed up at the gym screaming. Everyone's talking about it." I took a slow sip of water. Then I guess it was good communication all around. "You ruined everything." "No," I said. "I just turned on the lights." She hung up. I set the phone down steady as ever. For months, she'd been comparing me to another man, telling me I should learn from him. So I did about timing precision and making an impact without raising my voice. The truth once delivered makes its own noise. And by mid-afternoon, every single person who needed to hear it had. Machines don't like sudden shocks. Neither do people. But once the current runs through, there's no undoing it. By mid-afternoon, my phone had 20 missed calls, all from Lena. I ignored everyone. Around 3, I heard tires screech outside. She rushed in, hair messy, face red, gym bag still over her shoulder. "What did you do, Caleb?" Her voice cracked. I looked up from my coffee. "Afternoon. Don't play dumb. You sent a gift basket to Brady's house." "Oh," I said quietly, so it arrived. Her jaw dropped. His wife opened it. "She thinks he's cheating." She stormed into the gym screaming in front of everyone, "You've ruined everything." I stood slowly. "No, Lena. I didn't ruin anything. You did when you compared your husband to another man. It wasn't like that," she cried. "I just took your advice," I said. "You told me to learn from him. I learned to make an impact." Her breathing turned sharp. "You destroyed his life." "No," I said. "He destroyed his own. You helped." She started pacing, phone in hand. "You have no idea what this looks like." "I know exactly what it looks like. That's the point." Her phone buzzed. She froze. "It's him." "Answer it," I said. She didn't. The ringing stopped. "He's panicking. His wife kicked him out." I nodded once. Consequences. "You're cold," she whispered. "No," I said. "I'm just done being disrespected." She sank into a chair. "We didn't sleep together." "I believe you," I said, "but you still crossed a line." She covered her face. "What do I do now?" "You live with what you built," I said. For a while, we just stared at each other. Then she whispered, "I can't go back there." Everyone saw. "Good," I said. "Maybe that'll stick." She looked up. "You wanted to humiliate me." "No, I wanted the truth seen." Her phone buzzed again, a text. "It's Sloane," she murmured. "She wants to talk." I shrugged. "You should. She deserves honesty." I didn't mean for this to happen. Intent doesn't erase impact. That night she packed a bag. "I need space," she said. "You got plenty." "Do you hate me?" "No," I said. "But I don't respect you. That's worse." She left. The silence she left behind didn't hurt, it felt clean. A message came minutes later from an unknown number. "Sloane, thank you for the basket. It opened my eyes. Me you deserve to know. Sloane." He said it was just friendship. I believed him, not anymore. I locked the phone. Some truths don't need replies. The next morning, the video hit social media. Someone at the gym had filmed Sloane shouting Brady, stumbling for excuses, Lena frozen near the treadmills. By noon, half the town had seen it. A coworker slid his phone across the table. "Hey, Rowan, isn't that your wife?" was I said, tightening a bolt. That afternoon, Lena texted, "Everyone's talking about it. I can't go back, then don't. You don't care I care that you made choices. Now face them." She didn't reply again. That evening, Sloane called. "He's at a motel," she said. "Keeps begging to talk." "Will you?" I asked. "Maybe later. I need to think first." "Good," I said. "Thinking before forgiving is rare." She exhaled softly. "You sound calm for someone whose life just blew up." "I fix machines," I said. "You don't scream at broken parts. You identify them." She almost laughed. "For what it's worth, you did the right thing." After hanging up, I sat in the dark living room listening to the quiet hum of nothing. No secrets buzzing anymore. 2 days later, Lena returned with a suitcase. "I came to grab some things." "Go ahead." She paused. "I talked to Sloane. She's heartbroken." She should be. She didn't deserve this. She asked if I was in love with him. "What did you say?" "That I wasn't. That I just got too close." "Honest." She hesitated, mostly. I crossed my arms. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. That's not true, she snapped. Then prove it, I said, because words won't fix what's cracked. Her voice broke. So what happens now? I don't know. I need time. Stay with your sister. She nodded. Okay. At the door, she turned. Do you really feel nothing? I feel lighter. She blinked hard, then left. That night, I stood in the same kitchen where she once said you should learn from him. The irony almost made me laugh. The house was quiet, calm, almost new. I didn't check the video, didn't answer texts. I washed my mug, dried it, set it on the counter. The noise was gone. The truth had done its job. And for the first time in months, I didn't hear anything at all, just peace. The week after the basket felt strangely calm. The house was quiet, my phone barely buzzed, and work felt easier. It's strange how peace feels heavier at first, like silence after a storm still ringing in your ears. Lena stayed with her sister. She texted once a day, at first small messages like, "Hope you're okay," or "I can't sleep." I didn't reply. There wasn't much to say. Words wouldn't change what she'd already done. By Thursday, the story had spread across town. The gym video hit local gossip pages, Sloan yelling Brady, trying to calm her, Lena standing pale and silent in the corner. The comments were merciless. Guess those personal training sessions got too personal, one said. I didn't comment, didn't like or share. I didn't need to. The truth was handling itself. That night, Connor, my coworker and oldest friend, dropped by with takeout. He'd seen the video too, but didn't bring it up. You all right, he asked while we ate. Better than I expected, I said. Tired, but steady. He nodded. You did what most people wouldn't. You handled it clean. I didn't want revenge, I said. I wanted clarity. Now everyone has it. Connor smirked. Still sending that basket, that was art. I laughed for the first time in days. It wasn't art. It was maintenance. He raised a brow. Maintenance. Yeah. You expose the fault, fix what's broken, and make sure it doesn't repeat. He chuckled. You and your machine metaphors. I smiled faintly. They work. Friday morning, I stopped by the gas station on my way to work. The clerk gave me that polite, half-sympathetic look people wear when they know your story. Rough week, huh? He said quietly. Could be worse, I replied. At the plant, everyone pretended not to know, which was fine by me. I buried myself in work replacing bearings, greasing gears. Machines don't lie. Don't text trainers don't need attention. They just do what they're built for. At lunch, my phone buzzed. A message from Sloan. Filed for separation today. Thank you for forcing me to see what I didn't want to. I stared at it for a while, then typed, You didn't deserve any of that. Neither did you, she replied. That night, Lena called. I let it ring twice before picking up. I need to talk, she said quietly. Then talk! I've been thinking about everything, and I messed up, completely. But what you did, it made me realize how far gone I was. I let someone else fill a space that should have been yours. You don't get credit for realizing it late, I said flatly. I know, she whispered, but I'm trying. I canceled my gym membership. Good start. I blocked his number too. Better. She hesitated. Can I come home just to talk face to face? I paused. For a conversation, that's all. When she arrived, she looked smaller. No makeup. No gym glow, just tired. She sat at the kitchen table, the same place where it had all unraveled. I read through our old messages last night, she said softly. We used to be close, Caleb. When did we stop? When you started wanting someone who wasn't me, I said. That's not fair. It's honest. She took a deep breath. I thought I was just bored. But it wasn't boredom, it was me chasing validation. Brady gave me that for free. You gave me stability, but I took it for granted. I folded my arms. You didn't just take it for granted. You threw it away. Tears filled her eyes. I know, but I want to fix this. Fixing isn't the same as pretending nothing broke. I'll do whatever it takes, she said. Therapy, communication, anything. I studied her for a moment. Why now? Because losing you scared me more than being alone, she said. And because I saw the video, I saw myself through everyone else's eyes. It made me sick. For the first time, she sounded honest. Not defensive, not polished, just raw. You hurt me, Lena, I said. Not just with the texts or the gym or the comments. You made me feel invisible in my own marriage. She nodded, crying. I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to stay angry. But the way her voice broke made it complicated. Go stay with your sister a while longer, I said quietly. If you want to fix this, start by fixing yourself. She nodded slowly. Okay. After she left, I walked through the house. Every room felt bigger without tension inside it. I found her old water bottle on the counter, the one she always carried to the gym. I stared at it for a moment, then tossed it in the trash. Later that night, Connor texted a meme something dumb about husbands turning into detectives. I smiled. He didn't know it, but that small laugh kept me steady. Saturday morning, I woke up early and sat on the porch with coffee. The air was cold, crisp, clean. For the first time in months, I didn't feel restless. I wasn't waiting for her to come home or for a message to light up the screen. I checked my phone anyway. A single text from Sloan. He tried to apologize again. I told him it's too late. Good, I replied. You deserve peace. She sent one more. So do you. I set the phone aside. She was right. Sunday evening, Lena texted again. Dinner tomorrow just to talk. I stared at it for a long time before typing back. Maybe later. I'm not ready. There was a pause then. Okay, I understand. I didn't know if she really did, but at least she wasn't fighting anymore. That night, I looked at the ceiling and thought about everything that had happened, the gym, the basket, the fallout. It should have made me feel triumphant, but it didn't. It just made me feel done. Peace doesn't always come with closure. Sometimes it's just the absence of noise. Monday morning, I walked into work like it was any other day. The machines hummed steadily, the line moved smooth, and my world felt small again, but in a good way. Lena might still hope for reconciliation. Brady was probably trying to rebuild his reputation. Sloan was starting over. And me, I was just fixing what I could, leaving the rest in the open exactly where it belonged. The truth had done its work. Now finally I could get back to mine. 2 weeks passed before I heard from Lena again. I wasn't waiting, but I wasn't avoiding her either. I'd built a new rhythm work gym sleep. Simple quiet. The kind of life you only realize you missed when chaos finally leaves. It was a Wednesday night when she showed up unannounced. I opened the door to find her standing there, hair tied back, eyes tired but determined. She held a small box in her hands. "Can we talk?" she asked. I hesitated, then nodded. 10 minutes. She walked in slowly like she was entering someone else's house. In a way, she was. "I brought these," she said, setting the box on the table. Inside were old photos, our wedding, a trip to Nashville, the first apartment we ever rented. I've been looking through them, trying to remember when we stopped being us. I stared at the pictures, feeling nothing and everything at once. "I don't know," I said finally. "Maybe the day you decided someone else's attention meant more than my respect." She flinched. "I deserved that," she said softly. "But I'm here to ask if we can start again. Start what I asked. The marriage. The pretending. Or the part where I ignore the red flags because I love you." Her eyes filled. "I know you don't trust me. I don't blame you, but I'm not that person anymore." 2 weeks doesn't change a person, Lena. "It can start the process," she said, voice shaking. "I've been going to therapy. The first thing the counselor said was that I used validation as oxygen. I needed to be admired to feel alive." I raised an eyebrow. "And Brady gave you that?" She nodded. "For a while, yes. But it wasn't real. I know that now." "Good," I said quietly. "Then maybe you understand why I don't believe words anymore." She swallowed. "I want to show you, not tell you. I want to earn it back." I sighed. "You can't earn back what you chose to break. You can only replace it with something new, and I don't know if I want that." "Please," she whispered, "don't give up on us." "Lena, I said I didn't give up. You left. I just accepted it." She stayed standing, hands trembling slightly. "I made a mistake," she said. "No," I corrected. "You made a series of choices." That shut her up. After a moment, she said, "You know what hurts most? That you didn't yell. You didn't fight for me." I almost laughed. "You think silence means I didn't care? Silence means I stopped bleeding. There's nothing left to fight for when the damage is total." She sat down slowly. "What if I'm still fighting?" "Then you're late to the battlefield," I said. Tears spilled. "I miss you." "You miss who I was before you broke me," I said. "That version of me's gone." She pressed her palms to her eyes. "I can't undo it." "No," I said, "but you can stop pretending it wasn't deliberate." Her phone buzzed on the table. She turned it face down. I caught a glimpse of the name Sloan. She still messages you, I asked. She reached out last week, Lena said quietly. She wanted closure. She's filing for divorce. I nodded. Good for her. She asked if we were still together. What did you say? I told her I didn't know. That's the first honest thing you've said in a while. She took a deep breath. Caleb, if I'm honest, part of me was angry at first. Angry that you embarrassed me. Angry that you didn't protect me from my own mess. But now, I see you did exactly what I needed. You made me face myself. I stared at her. That wasn't my goal. I just wanted the truth visible. Either way, she said it worked. I didn't reply. She wiped her eyes and said, I've canceled all my social media. I'm staying with my sister until I find my own place. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Talk about what I asked. About whether there's anything left worth saving. After she left, I stood by the window and watched her car pull away. I didn't feel victory or revenge, just stillness. The kind of calm that comes when you finally stop expecting apologies to fix anything. Later that night, Sloan texted again. He tried to call me from a new number. I blocked it. Thank you again for forcing the truth. I replied. You did the hard part yourself. You think it gets easier, she asked. No, I typed back, but it gets quieter. 2 days later, Lena texted me one last time. I signed the separation papers. I won't bother you anymore. I hope you find peace. I already did, I replied. She sent one final message. You always were stronger than me. I didn't answer. That weekend, Connor came by again with pizza and a few beers. We sat on the porch watching the sky darken. You holding up, he asked. Yeah, I said. It's weird. You expect pain, but what you feel is relief. He nodded. You handled it better than most. You didn't burn down the house, you just turned on the lights. Exactly, I said. And once you see the mess, you can't unsee it. We sat in silence for a while. Then he said, What about her? You think she'll try to come back? She already did, I said. But I'm not the same man she left. He raised his beer. To peace, then. I clinked the bottle against his. To peace. That night I cleaned the kitchen again. Every corner, every counter. There's something about wiping surfaces that feels like reclaiming space. I put away the extra plate I used to set for her out of habit. I found the photo box she'd brought the wedding pictures the Nashville trip. I stared at them for a minute, then slid the box onto a high shelf. Not to destroy the past, just to stop living in it. Before bed, I texted Sloan one last time. You deserve someone who sees you for who you are, not who they can use. She replied, So do you. I smiled, faintly turned off the light, and lay down. For the first time in months, the house felt right-sized, quiet, but alive. No secrets, no guilt, no half-truths. And as I closed my eyes, I realized peace doesn't come when someone says sorry. It comes when you finally stop waiting for them to. The papers arrived on a Monday morning. A thick envelope from my lawyer sat in the mailbox, heavier than it looked. I carried it inside, set it on the table, and just stared for a minute. Inside were 2 copies of the separation agreement notarized and ready. 16 pages to summarize 11 years of marriage. I read every line initialed where I had to and signed at the bottom. No hesitation, no shaking hand, just the calm of someone who'd already done all the grieving weeks ago. That night I texted Connor. It's done. He replied instantly about time. You free for a beer always. We met at the same bar we'd gone to after my first day at the plant. He ordered the usual, and we sat near the window watching traffic crawl past. You good? He asked. Better than I thought I'd be, I said. I don't feel angry anymore. Anger burns out, he said. It's clarity that sticks. He was right. Anger fades once the truth settles in. That weekend, I cleaned the house again, not out of spite, but because I needed to make it mine. I boxed up what was left of Lena's things, a sweater, a candle she never lit, and a framed photo of us in Nashville. I didn't burn or smash anything. I just put the box in the attic and closed the hatch. For the first time, the space felt balanced. The silence didn't echo anymore. It breathed. I started rebuilding small habits. Going to the gym again, not her gym, a different one across town. No fancy lights or mirrors, just iron and rubber mats. The first few days were awkward, but the routine helped. There was an older guy there named Paul, retired Army, kind of gruff but friendly. We'd nod at each other every morning until one day he said, "You look like a man who finally stopped apologizing for something." I laughed. "You could say that." He grinned. "Good. World's full of people who stay stuck because they're afraid to start over." That line stuck with me. Maybe because it was exactly what I needed to hear. 2 weeks later, Sloan texted again. "The divorce hearing's next month. Just wanted to say thank you again for the truth." "You don't owe me thanks," I wrote. "We both just faced what was already there." "Still," she replied, "you helped me stop lying to myself." I thought for a moment, then wrote back. "The truth hurts once. Lies hurt every day." She sent a single heart emoji, nothing more. After that, I didn't hear from her again, and that was okay. Some people pass through your life just long enough to show you what self-respect looks like when it's finally used. Life settled into something almost peaceful. Work was steady. My supervisor offered me a lead position on a new maintenance team. It paid better and gave me something to focus on besides what had happened. Evenings were simple music reading sometimes, just sitting on the porch. I didn't check social media anymore. The less I knew about what Lena was doing, the easier it was to let go. One Friday night, Connor invited me to a poker game with some guys from work. It felt strange to laugh again, to talk about anything that wasn't betrayal or marriage or gym scandals. Normal conversations, bad hands, bad jokes, cheap beer. When I got home that night, I realized how rare peace had been. The final court date came fast. It took less than 10 minutes. The judge read through the file, asked a few routine questions, then said, "This dissolution is granted." Just like that, it was over. Outside the courthouse, Lena was waiting. She looked nervous but calm. No makeup, simple clothes, like she was trying to match the gravity of the moment. "Can we talk for a minute?" she asked. "Sure," I said. "I just wanted to say thank you for not making this ugly." I shrugged, didn't see the point. She nodded. "You were always steadier than me. I see that now." "Maybe steadier," I said. "Not stronger, just done pretending." She smiled faintly. "You really don't hate me?" "No," I said. "I don't hate you. I just don't need you anymore." Her eyes watered. "I hope you find someone who deserves the kind of loyalty you gave me." "Me too," I said quietly. "And I hope you figure out why you chased attention from someone who didn't." She nodded, whispering, "Goodbye, Caleb." "Goodbye, Lena." She walked away, not looking back. That evening, Connor texted, "How'd it go?" Finalized. "So what now? Now I live." And that's exactly what I did. I started going fishing again on weekends, something I hadn't done in years because Lena said it was boring. Sitting by the water alone, I realized boredom isn't bad. It's peaceful when you earn it. A few weeks later, I joined a local basketball league with some guys from the plant. Nothing serious, just Thursday nights and bad knees. We played joked grab dinner after. I laughed more in those 2 hours than I had in months. One night after a game, Connor said, "You ever think about dating again?" I smiled. "Eventually. But right now, I like my own company." He nodded. "That's how you know you're healing." Maybe he was right. Healing isn't dramatic. It's quiet mornings, folded laundry, paying bills, taking care of yourself because no one else has to. Months later, I saw Sloan at a grocery store. We made brief eye contact, no awkwardness, just mutual understanding. She smiled, I nodded, and that was it. Two people who survived the same storm, each walking their own way. When I got home, I sat on the porch and watched the sunset. The sky looked clean, no clouds left from what had passed. The truth had burned everything down, but what survived was real. I used to think revenge meant destroying someone, but I learned it's not. Real revenge is clarity. It's walking away with your dignity while they're still searching for theirs. I didn't lose a wife. I lost someone who didn't value loyalty, and I gained something rarer: peace. The kind of peace that doesn't need noise, validation, or closure, just silence. And silence, I've learned, can be the loudest victory there is. Thank you for listening to today's stories. If you enjoyed listening, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, leave a comment below to share your thoughts on what happened. Take care.